Alright YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ev, and today we're jumping into, I guess, a question that is now at hand. Marcus Smart or Malcolm Brogdon, who is going to start? Who is going to be the point guard for this Celtics team? Marcus Smart, honestly, in that Celtics turnaround last year, did have a very big role in it. I feel like he soured some fans during the playoffs, though, especially in some crunch time and some clutch time moments. So the Celtics go out and get Malcolm Brogdon. Now the question is at hand, well, who's gonna be the starting point guard? Marcus Smart, 6'3", 220 pounds. Malcolm Brogdon, 6'5", 229 pounds. Last year, Marcus Smart averaged 12 points per game, 3.8 rebounds per game, almost 6 assists per game. Malcolm Brogdon, on the other hand, now only played 36 games, but 19.1 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, and 5.9 assists per game. The same amount of assists as Marcus Smart. But I do have this question now in my brain of which one of these guys is going to be the starter. Now, we'll make the case for Marcus Smart first here. We're going to kind of give the pros of each player, but then we're going to jump into, I guess, what my honest take is towards the end of the video. Now, Marcus Smart. To me, Marcus Smart is really important to keep in the starting lineup for one reason and one reason only. He was that backbone of the defense. Now, I know a lot of people like to say, Marcus Smart's the heartbeat of this team and yada, yada, yada. I used to say that too. I do think that's kind of lost its esteem. Like, yeah, he's the longest tenured Celtic. He is a motor. He's got a grinder, he's got a motor. I think that Marcus Smart truly is like the heartbeat and the emotions of this team, but I don't know how much that wins you anymore. So if we're just looking at facts, Marcus Smart is the backbone of the defense of this team. The Celtics, the only reason they really did have that turnaround this season, two reasons. One, defense, and two, Marcus Smart. Now, yes, the top guys, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, did their part. No kidding. But Marcus Smart saying, you know what? I'll be a point guard. I don't need to be shooting the ball. I don't need to be doing these crazy things. I'll be a point guard. Marcus Smart accepted that role, and then the Celtics went on an absolute tear in the back half of the season. So, that starts with defense. Marcus Smart got back to how he used to be when we all loved him and not take those idiotic threes and try and score a million points himself, right? Marcus Smart kind of got back to the basics, accepted his role, and ran with that. So, to me, that's a really important guy to keep in your starting lineup. This guy that is the backbone of your defense on a team that truly strives on being one of the better defensive teams in the league. And next up, Marcus Smart, if you do have him be able to kind of accept that role and take this role, I think that all of a sudden you do realize Marcus Smart is a very good playmaker. Marcus Smart allows himself to accept this role. All of a sudden you'll realize Marcus Smart truly is maybe the best playmaker on this team. And offense can run through Marcus Smart, no doubt in my mind. But what type of Marcus Smart is going to be trying to run the offense? Is it the guy that accepts the point guard role, or is it the guy that kind of, says, you know what, I can run this team, I'll do whatever I want, I'll shoot threes, I'll make crazy passes, turn the ball over? We don't want that guy, we want the former guy there. Now, if we were to look at Malcolm Brogdon's side of things, Malcolm Brogdon, he is just a starting NBA player, which is kind of why I wanted to make this video and why I wanted to kind of bring this question up, because there's reports out right now being like Malcolm Brogdon's going to be the sixth man. He's coming in, he's going to try and help them win a championship, he's going to be a sixth man. Malcolm Brogdon has not come off the bench in, I don't even know, like 200 plus games. I think it dates back 4 seasons before you can find a game where Malcolm Brogdon did not start a game. He is simply a starting player. Taking a look at his stats here, like, you cannot deny it. Again, only played 36 games last year and averaged 19 points, 5 rebounds, and almost 6 assists. But even if we go back here, 21.2 points 2 years ago, 6 assists again, over 5 rebounds. Another one, 16.5 points, 7 assists, 4.9 in his first year with Indiana. This dude is a starting player. You're not going to have him be happy coming off the bench. I am telling you that. I really do feel strongly about that. Malcolm Brogdon, it may seem, like rainbows and sunshine coming off the bench, but this dude has been a starter for years. I don't think he's going to want to come off the bench, and he shouldn't. Like, Malcolm Brogdon's good enough to be a starting point guard, and I think he is a little bit better of a facilitator than Marcus Smart. He is better with the ball, and, you know, I do think that he's more of a fundamental point guard, and he can run on offense a little bit better than Marcus Smart. You know, Marcus Smart, it seems like when the ball gets to him, he wants to make something happen like this. Marcus Smart doesn't want to be the guy that is the assist to the assist, right? It seems like Marcus Smart wants to be the guy that gets the assist, whereas Malcolm Brogdon can come off the screen, dish it out to a big man that pops for a nice little kick to a corner three, and Malcolm Brogdon does not show up on the stat sheet there, but I think that he is content with that. I've seen him play in both Milwaukee and Indiana, kind of looking at that role of, you know, like let's slow things down. We can slow things down. Let's run an offense. And that was even one of his quotes. He said that he noticed a lot during the finals run that the Celtics had, that there are times where they just could not run an offense and get some of the high caliber players the ball. And, you know, that may be a shot at Marcus Smart by him saying that, because he's saying Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown weren't getting the shots. Someone else was. And I think we all know who that technically was. So Malcolm Brogdon is just a better, I think he's a better overall player than Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart to me isn't a 20-point per game scorer. He's not a 7-assist guy either, even though we've seen him, you know, play make out the wazoo sometimes. Marcus Smart is like a 5.5 to 6 assists per game type of guy. So Malcolm Brogdon to me really should win this starting spot. But in terms of what I want to happen, what I think that, you know, my ideal situation is that both of these guys start. Like, you're gonna have an older Al Horford in the starting lineup, because if they want to go with the same starting lineup as last year, you're gonna have Al Horford and Robert Williams at the double big. You do, you know, we're still kind of looking for a big to come in, I guess, but then you'll have Malcolm Brogdon and Danilo Gallinari and Derek White off the bench. That sounds awesome to me. If Malcolm Brogdon wants to come off the bench, I don't see the harm in going Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, or, you know, flip them however you want. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams. Yeah, it's a small lineup, but you can get away with that in today's NBA. Let's see if it works. And then all of a sudden, if you're getting beat inside because Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown's covering the 4, then you could say, okay, you know, let's go to double big lineup. We'll get Al Horford in there. But I do think you have to try to run Malcolm Brogdon and Smart at the guards, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown at the forwards, and then Robert Williams at the center. Get all your best players out there right away. Then, you know, now you have Derek White, Danilo Gallinari, and Al Horford off the bench. That's a pretty good 6 through 8. And then, hell, you have Peyton Pritchard if you need that. You have, I guess, Grant Williams if you need that. You still have guys you can kind of plug and play. Maybe there's a little triangle sort of rotation going on here with Smart, Brogdon, and Pritchard. And, you know, I really wouldn't hate seeing that whatsoever, because I think Pritchard is going to grow if they keep him around. I saw some crazy rumors on Twitter today being like Al Horford, Peyton Pritchard, Grant Williams, and a bunch of picks for Kevin Durant. I don't even know if that works money-wise, but whatever. I do think that, you know, that sort of rotation where Peyton Pritchard and Grant Williams, your 9th and 10th man, you have your 6 through 8, which is really dynamite. I mean, Al Horford, Danilo Gallinari, and Derek White, guard, forward, center. I love that. But yeah, truth be told, I do think Malcolm Brogdon and Marcus Smart should start, and that isn't a cop-out answer, guys. That isn't. That is a just factual, like, I think that is what should happen. This isn't like a who's going to start in the thumbnail and then I tell you, you know, either one of them could. No, I think both of them should. Like, that is my answer on this one. So, hope you guys did enjoy the video. I know I was kind of just rambling and ranting, but I've seen this question all over Twitter, and I was thinking, you know what? Let's make a video on it. Let's give our take on it. And that take is that both of these guys do deserve to start. So, brainbuster here. Start them both. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.